Welcome to Lowe's Motor Speedway on Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, where we begin the process of finalizing the 27-car field for the Winston with the Winston Open. Past winners: Benny Parsons, Buddy Baker, Sterling Marlin twice, Dick Trickle, Michael Waltrip, who went on to win it all. Jeff Gordon won it in '94. Todd Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Craven, Jeremy Mayfield, Tony Stewart, Steve Park, and Johnny Benson are the former winners of the Winston Open. Packed crowd at Lowe's Motor Speedway. They're still filing in as we go trackside for tonight's opening ceremonies.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise as tonight's colors are presented by the University of North Carolina at Charlotte Color Guard. And delivering our invocation tonight is Father Randy Phillips from St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Faulkton, South Dakota.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we praise and thank you for your many gifts and blessings. We thank you for our nation and the freedom and privileges we enjoy. May we never take them for granted. And Father, bless and protect our drivers, their team members, and all gathered here for this event. May they always know your presence, your peace, and your love. And we make our prayer in the name of Jesus, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
And now, please remain standing as RCA recording artist Martina McBride honors America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, yeah, and the home of the
And now, with the most famous words in motorsports, I'm proud to present the president and CEO of the Cleveland Capital Holding Company, Mr. Mike Frost. Mike?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
23 cars at the ready. Earlier this afternoon, Martina McBride put on a wonderful concert for the crews and families of the Winston Cup teams.
Boy, she really did. She's just a great voice. She has an album that's got a song called Little Bit Loud. Buddy, I'm telling you, she has a beautiful voice.
There's going to be a lot loud, Darrell, but nothing little about Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night. And the fireworks have just started. Welcome back to Lowe's Motor Speedway. home of the Winston, Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, and the Winston Open is the first of 3 events and multiple segments. Our Locherman Race Analysis with the rules. The Winston Open, 30 laps for all Winston Cup teams that competed in a race this year or last, not already eligible for the Winston. All laps count, including caution laps. The winner advances. The rest of the drivers compete in the No Bull Sprint. Immediately thereafter, 16 laps, the winner advances.
And what will happen in that 30 laps, they'll throw a caution flag. And it's just like a caution comes out with 16 laps to go. It'll be for 4 laps. It's your option to pit. But if you pit, it's just like pitting in normal race conditions. But the winner of the Winston Open, he wins $45,000, plus it pays about $40,000 minimum to start the Winston.
Johnny Benson's car, the number 10 on the outside pole. Jerry Nadeau's in it. Johnny is here, still nursing that broken rib from the Busch race at Richmond.
And that can take, I tell you, depending on where it's broken, like up under the shoulder blade, I've had that happen. It could take 6 weeks or more for that to heal up.
We show you Johnny because he's the defending winner of the Winston Open. Here's the STP starting grid. Jeremy Mayfield on the pole. Jerry Nadeau outside in that number 10 car. Traditional qualifying, 2-lap qualifying for the Winston Open. Ryan Newman all but won it last year. Jimmy Spencer finished 6th in last year's Open. Dave Blaney's got his best start in all these Opens. Kenny Schrader.
Blaney's been running very well. He could be somebody to watch tonight.
See, Ron Hornaday, now he's sitting in this weekend and next weekend for Shauna Robinson. They hadn't replaced him with Shauna Robinson, but what they're doing is just trying to get more information about their race car.
Rick Mass trying for his 2nd Winston. John Andretti trying for his 4th. Casey Atwood, Brett Bodine. Kevin LePage, a 1-race deal, making his 4th Open start. And Kyle Petty trying for his 11th Winston. Steve Grissom, 2nd in this race in '97. Jeff Green in it for the first time. Hermie Sadler and Carl Long. Randy Renfro, who made his first Winston Cup start at Richmond, making him eligible for this. And Andy Hillenberg. Finally, Derek Cope, who had carburetor trouble in qualifying.
And what they actually had, they had a spark plug tip break off. So they was only on 7 cylinders. It was fine idling, but get up to speed, it would not run on but 7 cylinders.
And just thinking back to Johnny Benson, I really admire these drivers today. They are more apt to set a few races out to heal up, because you can't drive these cars today with injuries. You got to set out, you got to get well before you can get back out there and compete at the level that they're competing at right now.
30 laps, the winner advances, and everybody else packs it up and goes home. Is this a fun night, or is this a lot of pressure night for these teams?
Well, I was talking to Mike Skinner, and he said, you know, I was looking at it as a test session for next week. And he said, then they showed me the entry blank, how much money these races pay. He said, you know what? It's not a test session. This is a race to go out and try to win.
Mike, I have never sat down in a race car and put my helmet on. I don't care if it was a match race or a 10-lap heat race or the Daytona 500, that it was not serious business. You never start a race that you're out to win. That's your number 1 priority. Now, things will change and keep you from it, but that's your priority when you start.
Everybody getting ready to go. The winner of the Winston Open wins $45,000 for taking the flag first. Plus, he's guaranteed at least $40,000 more in the Winston. That's last place money in the Winston.
Winner of this race, yeah, what he's guaranteed to start, $85,000 if he should just finish dead last in the Winston after transferring.
But that's chump change compared to that $750,000 that somebody's going to walk out of here with tonight.
We'll get to that a little later.
Everybody, good clean start here. Stay up on that wheel really good. We'll do it for you in here. Be good and smooth. Get to that throttle early now, as soon as you can. We'll beat these guys down the throttle, down the straightaway. Have a good race.
Kenny Schrader, twice 2nd in the Winston Open.
I mean, as a crew chief, a lot of time you tell your driver at the beginning of a race, let's see what happens here. Let's kind of just play our own race. You can't do that. You got 30 laps. You got to go the minute that green flag comes out.
But I tell you, I say it all the time as a driver, I love for that crew chief to pump me up like that. Come on, buddy, get up on that wheel.
We'll get up there, Darrell.
All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We're going racing.
Jimmy Spencer didn't get a very good start there. He falls way back. Dave Blaney in the 77 is going to take the 4th position away from him down through 1 and 2.
Only 1 position counts. First, Mayfield has it. Nadeau wants it.
All right, 3 wide. 3 wide.
4 wide. 4 wide. Skinner all the way to the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, I saw this tried one time and it didn't work. Whoa.
told you this would get big.
Oh,
We didn't
yeah.
think the first lap.
Back there in the middle of the pack, you've got to go. You've got to get up front if you're going to. One guy goes home. One guy goes to the next race.
We got a battle for second. Ryan Newman, as you talked about, Mike, just about won this race. Blew up with about 2 laps to go. He takes second away from Jerry Nadeau.
Led 21 laps of the 30 here last year. Blew up on lap 29.
We know one thing about it. He's got some ponies on the hood.
Problems on Stacy Compton, who was the first car out of this race last year.
Yeah, he pushed up over off the 2. I don't know if he hit the wall or not, but he got mighty close.
I mean, there's such a fine line here, Darrell. You have to drive this thing down in the corner, especially in a turn 1. But if you do overdrive it, the car just washes up the racetrack.
23 cars started this race. Right now, there are 3 cars in it to win it.
Right now, Ryan Newman, he cannot keep his car down at all off turn 2.
Yeah, he just pushes up the hill.
We look at Stacy Compton right here. There you see it. He got a little bit loose right there. Derek Cope got below him, and you just have to come all the way out of the throttle. About 4 or 5 cars go by you.
But you learn from that. You drove it in too hard, it took off up the hill. Next time you'll back off a little earlier and keep it down.
I mean, right now, this man right here, Jeremy Mayfield, in that 19, his last lap, lap 4, 29.96. Ryan Newman chasing him at 30.15, almost 2/10 of a lap slower.
Now, Jimmy Spencer was by himself in 4th. Now he's fallen back into the clutches of Schrader and Blaney.
I watched Spencer in practice, and he could not keep his car down. It would take off up the hill, and he almost hit the wall down there in 3 and 4 practicing, and they have not fixed the car.
And it looks like he's down on horsepower, but the problem is he can't stay in the throttle off the corner. You lose so much momentum.
Things pushing like a grocery cart.
Well, there's a bunch of grocery carts all stacked together. Schrader, Blaney, and Hut Strickland.
But I got to say this about Spencer. I remember over here last year, he got the rim right. He got up around the top, and he worked his way right back to the front. He's trying that right now.
And that's the good thing about this 24-degree bank, and you can move up the racetrack. There's 2 or 3 grooves here through the corner.
Well, that's the thing. A driver's got to be a good driver's got to adjust. You got to find out, well, my car won't run down low. I got to find a place where it will run, and I got to find it quick.
Got a battle for 6 back there. Dave Blaney in the 77, Hut Strickland in the 23 car.
Ford versus Dodge right behind Kenny Schrader. And back up front, Newman is starting to run down
He's
Mayfield.
inching in. Yeah, he's inching in little by little. And that's the whole thing. I know it's a short race, but the car's still got to handle good.
Dick Berggren with more on Spencer.
Well, you guys are wondering what's going on. The answer is he's pushing from the middle off, just pushing right up the hill, Mike.
Same thing just happened to Jeff Green, Dick, down in turn 1, and he lost about 3 spots.
I think Green's got a problem. He looks like he's going to get back in line.
It takes you a little bit to regroup from one of those episodes.
That's when you got, you know why? You got that hand on that button telling the crew, say, whoa, you won't believe what just happened to me.
Saying rut-row.
Yeah, Scooby Snacks. Throw me some.
Well, now the gap is stabilized. Half a second. Mayfield, Newman, Nadeau, Spencer, Schrader.
That might be the thing that Jeremy Mayfield and his crew are working on. When Newman closes in a little bit, they tell Jeremy, pick it up a little bit, and he goes back and gets after it, saving a little bit for the end of the race.
And another thing you want to do when you have a little bit of a lead here is save those tires just a little bit. This short of a race, you don't want to come to pit road and pit, so you want to save a little bit of tires if you can. If your car's driving good, that's easy to do.
You just want to run hard enough to win. That's how hard you want to go.
Here comes Schrader, chewing on 4th place.
Spencer's car is so tight it just won't stay down.
He's going to run in right with you.
He gets in the corner good. A tight car will get in the corner good, but here's where he pays the price.
He's coming.
A tight car will allow you to drive it down in the turn. I mean, you can drive it to the middle of the turn, but if it won't cut, it doesn't do you any
Still
good.
out there.
Got a car off the pace down here coming through 3 and 4.
Kevin LePage. Leader in the top right, Jeremy Mayfield. There is the gap to Ryan Newman. Meanwhile, and in the wall is Carl Long at turn 2. Nobody near him. Andy Hillenberg goes by without incident. Caution is out.
Yeah, I'm all right.
And caution laps do count. One car on pit road, that's Randy Renfro.
You already called?
He has that look. Yeah, he's going to the garage area.
Now this is a fellow, Darrell, Carl Long, who can't afford to tear up that race car.
That's the only car he's got, and that's not good.
Because he actually tore one up out here testing about 2 weeks ago. He's getting off into turn 1 and 2.
Oh, he just drove it in there, and the back end started stepping out on him before he ever got to the middle of the corner.
Carl Long driving the Walk to Cure Diabetes. Number 85 crashes out of the Winston Open. Carl Long has joined Kevin LePage in the garage area. Randy Renfro was in the garage. He's back on track. 21 cars running. Several made pit stops under this caution flag for Carl Long.
Jimmy Spencer there, he's in the pit. We figured he would be the way that thing was pushing.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen the way he was. He gave up 4th position to come to pit road.
John Andretti, Rick Mast, Jeff Green is in. So is Brett Bodine and Derek Koch.
Now, Mike, one thing we're going to see here, we're going to see the cars, the restarts are going to be a little different. You're not going to have single file restarts. There's what caused the caution. But the cars will line up the way they're running. First car on the inside, second car outside, third, fourth, fifth. They'll have double line restarts.
Short track style.
Short track style.
Every restart we have tonight will be that way, both races.
So it's just like a whole new set them up again.
So no slow cars to get past up front.
Set them up, Joe, one more time.
If you're down a lap, you go at the tail end of the field on restarts.
They got a vintage Victrola of 1951. Full of my favorite records that I grew up on.
Set to go, Mayfield. The leader at 12 laps. He's led them all, but now he has Ryan Newman right alongside once again. Then Nadeau and Schrader. You're riding with Hermie Sadler.
Schrader was moving up pretty good, and so was the 77 car. So see how they go.
Boy, Jeremy gets a great restart. Looked like Ryan Newman may have spun the rear tires just a little bit. Yeah, I did start.
They rode around there a couple, 3 laps, and they didn't clean them up real good, I didn't think.
Boy, Nadeau got a heck of a run. Newman didn't get going over in turn 1 and 2. Nadeau had to back off. Schrader, he's going to take the 3rd position away.
Oh, yeah, but Nadeau just about had to stop to get in the back of Ryan Newman.
He's going to lose another spot. Looks like to Hut Strickland in the 23 car.
I'm not sure what happened to Newman. Looked like I don't think he cleaned his tires up real good, and he was just not getting a lot of bite.
Yeah, he spun them here at the start-finish line, and then the car really took off over 1 and 2.
It's one of those things that crew chief's got to remind that driver. I know it's the driver's responsibility, but he needs a little help sometimes.
Big power move on the outside, though, by Schrader has boosted him to 3rd. He's finished 2nd in this race twice.
Well, he's looking pretty darn good right now. The car's really getting into the corner hard, Dick.
Car's a bit free when Schrader is underneath another car, and he's a little bit loose getting in.
Schrader, go get it, baby.
Schrader's going. He's headed to the front.
Halfway, 15 down, 15 to go. Schrader right to the back bumper and under Newman.
Yeah, Newman is so tight off the 2 over there. He's having to get up out of the throttle, and when he does, buddy, here comes Schrader on the inside.
Newman will carry it like you talked there. He can drive it in the corner. He just can't get off the corner. He got a pretty decent run off turn 4 right there. He's going to get the position back.
You can start moving up off a turn down here in 3 and 4 pretty good. There's a good upper groove there, but you can't do that in 1 and 2 for a while. Still a little slick on the outside.
Further back right here, Blaney and Hornaday fighting with Kyle Petty, who won practice last night.
Kyle's had a pretty good hot rod all weekend long. Didn't qualify all that well, but he's been practicing really good.
There's that pack with Mike Skinner.
And here's Jimmy Spencer in the 41, John Andretti in the 43. Remember, they changed tires. They're back up to 10th and 11th, so those tires are working for them. I just don't think there's enough time and too much distance to make up to get back there. But what they may could do is some strategy at the end of 30 laps, possibly pop 2 tires on there for that 16-lap run.
Or possibly not even come in at all.
Might be. Never know.
Listen, I've seen a couple of races won recently by staying out.
You will not win this race by following the leader.
That's right. Kyle's getting under Blaney there.
It's a battle for 6.
He needs to be able, when you come off before, you need to be able to drift up in front of that guy. If he doesn't give you the line, it really takes away a lot of steam.
You need to use the racetrack.
Got to have a room to come off that corner. one guy that's really not worried about what they're all doing.
Boy, we almost had a big one down there in turn 2 right there. Stacy Compton, he just can't get a handle on that car. Really stacked up behind him.
Well, a number of cars are having trouble off of turn 2 over there, and there's just not an upper groove over there just yet.
Let's see what happened.
So you can get down here in 3 and 4, you can go around the outside, but down here in 1 and 2, you just can't get up off the bottom.
This was down right in the middle of turn 1 and 2. Looks like Stacy got real loose when Brett Bodine in 11 car ran up behind him. He was already loose. Brett runs in there, takes more air off his rear spoiler, makes him even looser. And all you can do is just get completely out of the throttle.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't spin out. Oh, they're still going.
Casey Atwood in the 7 car.
Once you get bottlenecked up like that, then everybody jumps all over you. Stacy's got a fast car. He gets around this 3 and 4 really good, clears all those cars. But seems to be a little too tight at 1 and 2, and that's kind of the nature of this beast.
Well, we're not going to call him Jeremy Lap the field, but boy, he's trying. He's pulled it out to 1.2 seconds.
He's about a 10th and a half quicker than Ryan Newman and Kenny Schrader back there. 10 laps to go. Coming this time, 9 laps to go.
But don't forget, this is right where Newman was 1 year ago.
Yes, it was.
Clear sailing. He was signing the back of the check.
And we know everybody is leaning on these engines tonight. They're not holding anything back. They got a lot of gear in them. They got them maxed out. Timing's up. Jets are down.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, that's all they are.
That's it, buddy. Good run.
Make it through the night. That's all I ask you, baby. Help me make it through the night.
Got Jimmy Spencer and Mike Skinner side by side going into turn 3.
See what a good run
for 8.
He can get off of that corner, get up high, come off turn 4. That's a good line. You got to get back to you got to stay around the bottom down here in 1 and 2.
Here's Schrader trying to finish second in this race for the 3rd time.
It's a good run. Newman could not keep his car down. You could almost hear him having to back out of the throttle.
He just can't get off a 2 over there. The car really takes off.
That's it, Schrader. Go get him, baby.
At the same time, Kyle Petty moved up to 5th.
I believe that Schrader might be able to chase down Jeremy, but I don't think he can do anything with him.
7 to go. Right here.
Took Schrader too long to get around Newman. If he could have gotten around Newman, I believe he could have gotten up there to Jeremy, but it's going to take him too long.
Right now, they're a 2.5 seconds back. 7 laps to go.
And I got to believe Jeremy might be holding back just a little something just in case.
This is the first of 3 races tonight on Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, the Winston. And that final race has 3 chapters. So you're going to see a lot of starts and a lot of finishes.
Boy, but you know, Darrell, I think the reason when that caution comes out, especially if you're at the front of the field, you almost have to get 4 tires. 30 laps is a long time on your tires here. I mean, these guys, their quickest lap was down in the 29 70s and 80s. Now they're running in the 30 50s and 60s.
I'm driving it. I'm not going to argue with you, crew chief, but 2 tires or no tires will win the next segment.
Now, if I'm in the back, why not gamble?
Right.
There's nothing to lose.
I want, for that little shootout, I want to be in the front. I don't care if I only get 1 tire.
This is a battle for 6 right here. Dave Blaney in the 77, Jerry Nay doing the 10. There comes Jimmy Spencer. He has those 4 fresh tires in the 41 car.
Well, this is positioning for the No Bull Sprint.
That's all it is.
All right, Kyle Petty keeps moving toward the front, Matt.
He's gained 11 positions, Mike, and they're already looking ahead here to the next No Bull Sprint race if he cannot climb in up to the point here. He said his car is just a little bit loose off turn 4, but other than that, the car is not terrible. And as you mentioned, he won the final practice last night, and the temperatures continue to drop.
It's just a little bit loose. Leave it alone. Squeeze a half a pound of air out of that right rear and get back out there.
Spencer coming back against Blaney.
Well, now the tires, his tires are starting to really pay off, but it's too late. It's too little, too late.
He only has 13 laps on his tires right now.
That's why I'm telling you about changing tires when you come to this shootout in the next segment. It takes too long.
Mayfield continues to extend that lead. It's now 1.4 seconds with Schrader second. 3 to go.
And we just need to remember, when this caution comes out in 3 laps, it's a normal pit stop. You don't maintain your position. Whatever you do, the race is on pit road, 45 miles an hour speed limit, 2 tires, 4 tires, or stay out. It's race conditions.
Yeah, there is some strategy involved. I mean, it's not a no-brainer.
And Darrell, the thing about changing just 2 tires, this track will continue to gain grip. I mean, already, just in this 30 laps, the track temperature has went from about 75 degrees to 70 degrees. And right now, the only sun on it is just on the backstretch into turn 3. It won't be another 10 minutes or so. This whole racetrack will be shaded. The sun will be out of the picture.
Take 2 tires if you're going to take tires, because the thing about it is, if you take 4, it'll take them too long to come in. Those 2 tires only got a short distance to go. Schrader's trying real hard.
He is trying real hard. Last lap, he was about a 10.5 quicker than Jeremy Mayfield.
Well,
Jeremy's just on cruise right now.
Schrader's closing it up a little bit, but he's not going to catch it.
And speaking of last lap, here we are. Mayfield, winner of the Open in 1998. He also started on the pole that year.
Well, he and Sammy Johns, they really seem to be getting better every week now. They've got that communication thing going. No question about Jeremy's ability. We know he can drive the race car.
Jeremy Mayfield wins the Winston Open for the 2nd time and transfers into the All-Star race. Everyone else will fall in behind the pace car. When the yellow comes out, and they will have the chance to pit or not. There's the caution.
And you know, Darrell, the good thing about it, now Jeremy Mayfield transferring to the Winston, he has a nice little 30-lap test session.
Oh, yeah.
With all those guys in the Winston.
I like where he is right now. How about you, Matt?
I do too, DW, and the first win of any kind for this 19 team. And Sammy Johns, you said on the radio to everyone on the team, you've got a plan. What is the plan?
The plan was to get to the Winston. We're there, so just got to get our pit moved now and go. We need to get a little better on long run. Car was dropping off there at the end, so we need to go make a few adjustments. And we're in the Winston. You know, just super happy for this crew, the Dodge dealers, Dodge, and you know, the guys worked hard. They deserve it.
Ray Evernham said one of the big items on their agenda was confidence for Mayfield, and this certainly has to give him a lot tonight.
Jeremy Mayfield joins Michael Waltrip and Sterling Marlin as multiple-time winners of the Winston Open. Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, the Winston, continues on FX after this.
FX welcomes you back to Lowe's Motor Speedway. All-Star Racing here at the Winston Open, 30 laps complete. So Jeremy Mayfield is in the Winston. Coming up, the Noble Sprint, 16 laps to go. Whether cars want to pit, get new tires, determining how they get into this to try and fill the last spot available for tonight's All-Star 3-segment race. Let's go down trackside to Dick Bergman. Dick?
With the winner of the Winston Open, Jeremy, what a great car, but what are you going to change for the Winston?
Well, we got a little tight at the end, but real happy with it, man. The car was great. This whole Evernham Motorsports, Dodge dealers, Dodge, just unbelievable, man. I'm just proud of these guys, man. They give me a car, and I've never been in a car that good here. It's awesome.
How big a help is it that you had that opportunity to run 30 laps when compared to the rest of the guys who are going to be in the Winston, given that you start last?
Right, well, that's all right. We're in, and that's the main thing. But I feel like we learned a lot, and we're going to adjust on the car a little bit now and get it ready for the Winston. But the main thing, we got this Dodge in the Winston. That's what it's all about.
Nice job. Congratulations, Jeremy Mayfield.
All right, thanks, Dick. And Jeremy Mayfield with $54,000 in change. This is a big night, $3 million up for grabs. This is how they finished in the 30 laps that you just saw. Ken Schrader, another second-place finish. Ryan Newman and Jeff Hammond is with me here in the Hollywood Hotel, rounding out the order. Jerry Nadeau wrapping up 10th. And then looking at the bottom 10 there.
Jeff Green, Ron Hornaday in the 49 car.
Hillenberg 20th, yep. And then rounding it out, of course, Carl Long having some problems with Kevin LePage. What about pit road, Jeff? And this determines some illegally, so this is going to hurt, obviously.
Yes, it really is. If they enter pit road with the red flag out at the end of pit road, these cars will have to start at the back of the tail end of the field.
All right, and then when pit road was officially open,
everybody came. Look, man, the guys were talking about in the booth, and Darrell Walter, look, buddy, everybody had to have tires. So now everybody's back on a level playing ground. We'll get ready to run these last 16 laps.
All right, so Jeremy Mayfield in one more spot. And again, once we start the actual Winston, that's 90 laps with 40, 30, and 20. But one available spot that will be determined here, part of the go fast or go home theory. And who would you expect to put on a good show in this 16-lap run, Jeff?
Well, the guys who got off pit road first are going to be the guys you got to look at. Just like Jeff Green, I believe, looked like he won the race off of pit road, but Kenny Strader looked awful strong in the first run, so it'll be a really good idea to see how these guys line up and go at it one more time.
And by the way, Jeremy Mayfield, the only driver to win the Winston Open from the pole twice. He did it in '98. And again, right here, of course, Matt Kenseth on the pole once we start the actual Winston when we get to that 40-lap run.
Yeah, it really is. Again, a good little tester here. Jeremy Mayfield has already got a leg up on those guys. I'm sure him and Ray Evernham are discussing what his car did, what adjustments he needs to have made before they start this next race.
All right, we're going to set the field for the No Bull Sprint 16 laps when we come back. Part of NASCAR's All-Stars, a weekend at the Winston on FX. Don't go away. We'll be right back.